Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Our friend Nix the Black Mask worked very hard to get us a whole bunch of Valentine seasonal base items. So we are going to be able to take a look at all the Valentine seasonal base items thanks to the hard work of our friend Nix. Now, but as you can see, Nix is all tuckered up, so we're gonna have to wake him up to get started. Nix, time to wake up.
Leave me alone. I'm not ready yet. I don't have my mask on.
I know you worked hard, but we have to show the items to people now.
Alright.
We have to show them all your hard work.
Alright, where do we want to start, sir?
Let's start at the beginning. Way back when,
Sure.
I seem to recall, we only had like the heart-shaped bed, the heart-shaped tub, and we had also the heart-shaped rug. And these we get from the vault, if I recall correctly, or can we then purchase them from the vendor now?
Yeah, we can purchase them now in the vendor. But yeah, I think back in the day they were only in the vault. Back when we had the old event of the Valentine's Day event, because it wasn't always Mr. Freeze and who was Carol Ferris. It was something completely different, like way different. I wish I was around in that time frame for when that was around.
I know they had the Valentine seasonal, but then they stopped for a couple of years because there were some issues. And also, if you guys may have noticed, whenever you create a new character, when we reach the time of the Valentine seasonal, there's a whole bunch of feet that will pop with your new character out of nowhere. I think it happened with my Black Adam character a couple of videos ago. So there used to be an old Valentine seasonal event that sadly is no longer in the game, and there were feet attached to that event. So usually when you have a new character and the Valentine seasonal comes around, you get all those feats without having to do anything. And we used to get, well, I think we still get the bed, the tub, and the rug from the vault. But as our friend Nick said, we can now purchase them from the vendor. We'll take a look at the vendor in a bit. But basically, all those base items you can purchase from the vendor. So we'll take a look at a lot of stuff, and we'll take a look at the prices when we look at the vendor. So the first thing we had afterwards, we got a whole bunch of Zamaron base items. You can see there's a whole bunch of crystals we can get. There's a huge seal, Star Sapphire seal we can get for a lair. If you have a Star Sapphire character, there's I wouldn't say an embarrassment of riches, but there's quite a few items we can use to create a nice Star Sapphire base if we want to. Anything you'd like to add?
I have a friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I have a friend of mine who once took like this seasonal and he went all out. So he has a cave base and he put these crystals in every space that he possibly could to essentially create a Zamaron base through a cave, and it looked really bright. Needless to say, it was cool looking though. Like I gotta give the guy a lot of credit, but yeah, it took a lot of work.
So you can see some of those crystals are pretty big. I was a bit surprised. I didn't remember that some of those were that big, but you can see some of those crystals are pretty big. But there are also some smaller crystals, so you can have a nice variation in your base. And there's some nice consoles with the Star Sapphire emblem. And way back when, there wasn't that many. Nowadays, we have a whole bunch of banners we can have with the various lantern emblems. But way back when, there wasn't that many or any of those. So this was one of the rare occasions that you could have some legitimate Star Sapphire emblems in your lair. And we have the Zamaron Love Crystals. It is a crystal that we can click on it once a day, and it'll give us a little reward. If we go take a look at our reward, so it gives us a Zamaron Love Shard, and when we click on the Love Shard, usually it'll give us a few items. Sadly here it gave us some junk, but once in a while it'll give us some collections. Like here you can see we got some, no joke, some crazy for you Valentine cards, a collection. So it's something you can click on once a day, and you get a chance to get some collections if you're lucky.
There's some collections in that. There's some base items that you can get from that. There's some candy that you can get from that do that they're right from the vendor. So like they could give you maybe 5% health, or maybe 5% damage, or 5% health, 5% healing. There's all sorts of various things, but for the majority of it, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of junk. And then after, you can click on it one more time. I'm not sure if you can see this here, Malty, but there's an Oath of the Star Sapphires on there.
Oh yeah, I see it. So for hearts long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, Accept our ring and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light.
Disturbing.
Nah, it's a fun bit. And then the year after that, we didn't get that many. We got like a small table with some chairs, some candles, some petals. You can see some. There's a small cluster of petals, and there's a larger one where the petals are spread apart. The one item I really like about this set is the window. The window looks really nice.
It does. Also, I like the little table here. They wanted to go for a bit of a romantic setting, and you guys will see that as we go through the various years. There's themes with all of these, and this one, pretty safe base items that are based upon romantic relationships.
And next afterward, we got some more Zamoran based items. I've put them up here. Again, they didn't give us that many that year, but you can see the nice the table with the Star Sapphire emblem. This is supposed to be a bed. Doesn't look too comfortable to me, but what can you do?
No, it doesn't.
So that year there was only a handful of base items that they added. But then came the big year, and we're gonna have to go to another base to show the rest of the items. So here we're going to see a whole bunch of theater-based items. Basically that year they gave us a whole bunch of theater stuff in order to be able to build a small theater in our lair if we wanted to. So here you can see these are multiple actual base items. The screen is one item. There are the curtains are other items, and there's even the curtain on the ceiling. There's also some theater chairs. You could get single theater chairs, or there's a rows of theater chairs. I'll show them to you in just a minute. So there's various curtains you can get. There's a sign here with the various showing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another curtain here. But the really big ones are right over here. And basically for these base items, you're gonna have to use the Brainiac layer. The reason why I'm using the Brainiac layer is because of that screen over here. That huge screen over here, sadly, doesn't fit in pretty much any base. Even in the Atlantean base, the screen was a little too big. Like I tried to put it on the side of on this wall over here in the Brainiac, the Atlantean base, and it just was too big. The one place where it really did fit well was this wall, and even then in the Atlantean base there are two columns that sadly prevent us from putting the screen there. So the Brainiac base is pretty much one place where you can put that screen properly. Either that, or I would strongly suggest that you put that screen in your league hall. The league hall is the other place where I can think of where you have enough room to be able to put a huge screen like that. And you can see the huge curtains that comes with it. Again, everything is separate. The screen is one item, the curtains are other items. Although Nix was telling me, so these came in a box, you said, or?
Yeah, so there's about 5 or 6 boxes, and we'll have a look when we're at the vendor. But essentially, they'll give you, for just paying out for 6 currency, and you'll get essentially a box that's one of each of these various items. So it could be of the seats, maybe, or of the theater screens or the curtains. There's various boxes. Again, we'll have a look at this. Nice setup, by the way, in this base. This is well represented. Very good.
So here,
and yeah, absolutely.
These items are
huge. Yeah, the curtains are huge, but it's fantastic if you wanted to go for a theater-like base.
Oh yeah. Again, it's something that was set up probably in a league hall, but again, if you're using the Brainiac room, the Brainiac base, this huge room is pretty much a good option to be able to use that stuff. So you have a huge version of the posters, and we'll take a look at the smaller version of the posters in just a second. So you can decide which option you like best. So you could have a small movie theater within your lair if you want to, or you could try to set up a huge one with the bigger screen. And there's the various concessions here, like and also the doors. There's a version of the doors that are open, and there's a version of the doors that are closed. And then you get all the stuff. Like here, the counter is actually 3 pieces. There's a pieces for the part here, the corner is a second piece, and this is a third piece. And the same with the sorter vendor, or the sorter machine here, that is separate from the back piece over there. The same with the cups, popcorn. Oh, and oh yeah, and some of those items you can actually interact with. Like you saw our friend Nix, we just interacted with the popcorn machine.
Popcorn fight.
Ah, you're so
Popcorn
mean.
fight.
So yes, you can see when you click on the machine, it gives you 10 popcorns. So you could just equip those popcorns and then throw them to our friend Nix.
I remember when they first made this, people were trying to like make money off of this. They were trying to sell the popcorn.
They tried to sell
if
everything.
there's a will, I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. I mean, people will try and sell it, and it would actually work. Like you could actually make like a couple thousand here or there.
Well, often you'll see on the broker, you'll see items that you can get at character creation that are sold either at the bottom of the watchtower or in some of the vendors in the Hall of Doom. So people are always trying to find a way to make some cash. So these were the theater-based items. So as you saw, some of them are pretty darn big. So you'll need either a lot of room in your lair to be able to place them, or better yet, I would strongly suggest you place at least the bigger ones in your league hall. So
hey, look at these prices on this. You can see the prices on the concessions. Only
that was from
a
long time ago. It's probably a theater from Earth 2 during World War II. So then for 2019, they gave us a whole bunch of, how'd you call that, the Cherubs?
No, I would call them creepy little men.
Okay, that'll do, that'll do. And there's various versions. There's a version you can put on the walls. There's a version that is standing in your lair if you want to. Or there's a version you can hang from the ceiling. There's multiple versions of those little guys with wings. And the same with the hearts with wings. There's a version for the wall. There's a version for the ceiling that actually those for the ceiling are actually pretty low, but the actual version for the floor are actually those here. I think Nix is disgusted.
Alright, are we moving on yet?
Almost. And there's also a nice movie poster here again, Young Monster in Love with our friend, something that kind of looks like Swamp Thing.
Exactly that. Something that kind of looks like Swamp Thing.
So you get various signs. Those thingy, I have no idea what they're called.
Oh, I don't remember either.
I'm a bit sad. I thought we could maybe interact with them, but I guess not. And there's a smaller version of those, and there's a huger version here. That, as you can see, it takes a lot of room. So be careful where you place it in your lair. So there's those little things here that you can actually stand in. There's a little red tornado roller coaster thingy. And there's a little swan here. And for 2019, there's also those two Tunnel of Loves thingy. It's a weird thingy. It gives you the illusion that you could actually go into it, but it's actually a flat base item. So it's a nice freaky illusion.
Let me in there. Come on.
And then we got a whole bunch of other base items, like we got another tub here that we can actually interact with.
Ooh, steamy.
We can pop the balloons.
Oh yes, pop all of them.
And we can also do that with the roses here. We can't do anything with the Pegasus.
Okay, this one. Oh, that's kind of cool.
So there's some nice interacting one. We can interact with the piano. Doesn't play for long, but it works. And there's also the kissing booth, which actually punches you in the kisser. I guess this was set up by the Joker somehow.
Love it. That's how it should be.
And then last but not least, there's the base items from this year. We made a video already about those, but in case you didn't see that video. So you can see there's the haha you can have on the wall. There's the where's my invitation. There's some roses you can put there. We can't. I don't think we can interact with anything this year.
No, I don't think so, no.
Although the one cool thing here this year is the rose petals that are raining down.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably... I think that's my second favorite base item of this year.
I can already imagine some crazy people putting a whole bunch of them on the ceiling and...
Yep, it's already been done. We're talking about it, but it's already been done.
And there's that huge thingy on the ceiling here.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I like that.
So as usual, where can you get those items? There is a vendor where you can actually get those items. If you don't know where to go to the warp menu. You will see there's a lot of Conquerors All. In the case of heroes, you go to Hal Jordan. So if you're an evil villain, you will go to Mr. Freeze in the North Burnley nightclub. But it's the very same vendor. So you should warp pretty much right next to the vendor. So all the base items came from this little vendor here. In most cases, the price is six hearts. So even if we go back to the older base items like the Pegasus Carousel, you can see it's still 6 hearts. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff you can purchase. There's the Wings of Glitter, which is a popular option with a lot of people, so purchase it now while you can. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until next year. They've extended the Valentine seasonal a bit. They've extended it up to March 3rd, if I recall correctly. So you still have at least a week to be able to purchase those items.
Yep. So thanks to our devs, they've limited up some of these items, and you'll see that the Wings of Glitter, for example, is only 12 currency, where before that used to be 25, possibly 50. I'm not too sure when that first came out.
Yeah,
the monogram grappling hook, that was definitely 100. So thankfully this year they've decided they'd take a lot of these items and they cut the prices in half. So yeah, absolutely, that makes it so much easier for some of these people who have to go back to the very beginning to when this seasonal first started. If they've never done the seasonal, how can you possibly catch up? So thankfully they've cut the prices on a lot of these items, made things a lot easier for us.
And here we can see the theater boxes that Nick's mentioned. So basically within those boxes you'll get a handful of base items. And these are a good bargain. For six hearts you get a handful of you get more than just the one base item.
Right, and you can pick us which one you want. So you can either pick for the concession stand base item box, where there's about 5 or 6 base items that Malty showed off in the one part of his base. Or there's the theater curtains, the regular small size. Or you can go for the large size, or the movie posters.
And here you can see the Zamron Love Crystal, where we can get a little reward each day, and if we're lucky, we can get some collections. So it costs 25 hearts to be able to get that little box. And you can see here it does show the note. It's a once per day item that you can use. If you wanted to, you could purchase it multiple times, but again, as you can see in the description, even if you have it multiple times, you can only use it once a day.
Right, so if you wanted to try to complete the collection set and you were trying to do this as fast as you possibly could, what you could do is purchase one per character of what you have on your account. And let's say you had 10 tunes and each of them bought the Zamron Love Crystal. You can try your luck once a day, 10 times, once with each of your characters. So good luck if you're after that. If you're after the little candy things that are at the very end in 2010 to 2015 items over there, you can see the various candies that were available for us. When it comes to people who are doing end game content, you might hear them saying like pop your candies or pop your trinkets and stuff like that. So this is what we're referring to. And these little candy things, it's almost on every solitary seasonal. They're only 2 currency, or maybe you got them for free from your Zamron Love Crystal. But as you can see, they do various effects.
And also here you can see you can get the bed, the heart-shaped bed, or the heart-shaped tub from that vendor. But if you're lucky, you might be able to get it from the vault. But you never know what you're going to get from the vault. So if you want to be sure to have it, you might as well just purchase it from the vendor. And also, there's a little option they've added to the vendors. I think they've added that last Halloween or something like that. You can see if we press R2, we should be able to cycle through the various years of the seasonal. So let's give it a try. So here we got the Valentine seasonal items for 2021. But we could cycle, if we just want to see those for 2020, we can do that as well. 2019, 2018, 2017. So if you're looking for specific items, and if you're looking for items for a specific year, that will make it much easier to cycle through those, as opposed to having to cycle through everything. I wish we had a similar option when decorating our base, because going through all the base items is a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes.
Oh, that would be a very unique feature. Well, I mean, they are thinking about trying to add a bit more to our base, our bases and base items, so that would be a nice feature for sure.
So that pretty much covers all the base items for the Valentine seasonal. Again, a big thanks to Mr. Nix the Black Mask for farming and farming to purchase all those base items so that we could make this video.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem, man. Absolutely. For you guys to have a look at all these various years, I don't mind doing the hard work. But it would be nice if you were to start the movie. So start the movie. Come on.
Soon,
start the movie.
And the one thing I find sad is that I wish the movie screen actually projected a movie, but what can you do?
Even if it was like the loading screens, you know, it would just cycle back and forth. You know, that'd be kind of nice.
Would have been, but too late, too late. So any last words, Mr. Nix, before we start the movie?
Don't be a hero.
So as always, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. I have roughly 2,000 videos about this Universe Online at this point, so if I don't answer a question right away, just search in my videos. Odds are I already made a video that answered a question. Or click one of the videos that you see on your screen right now. Bye-bye.